You know what time you get in, but you don't know when you're gonna get out.
야근한 적이 없어서.
Micromanagement, that makes it really hard.
What is it like to work with Gen Z?
So like if you're gonna be out for more than a week, I don't need you. I was an AVP in financial reporting. I mean, the banking industry is very regulated, so I would say like it was kind of strict. I never thought about those things unless I was asking for vacation time. Well, there's one thing that you said in banking, right? That you know what time you get in, but you don't know when you're gonna get out. So if you leave early, it wasn't like a good thing to do, you know? They would all look up at you and like, you know? It's funny because here in the US, we don't have this concept of being on vacation and like a leisurely time. We don't have it. But not on my last job, but on prior jobs, people would actually get offended if I would ask for more than a week, you know, because they would say like, if you're gonna be out for more than a week, I don't need you. Yeah, many times you held back, you know, always in the back of your mind is this fear of losing your job too, you know, but at the end you end up losing it because
I'm the marketing manager. Always. Just sort of how they're going around the office during that day, sort of how they're interacting with people, that usually tells me enough to sort of pick up on what their mood's like. Not really change my plan, but change how you deliver it. I think if you get micromanaged a lot by managers, that makes me get quite annoyed and sort of worked up. And then there's been a couple times in those situations where I've sort of said the thing that I shouldn't have said. But I don't care when people leave as long as they get their work done. It depends on if you finish your work or not the time that you leave. Not really any. So I'm on holiday at the moment for about 3 weeks, and when I put that in, nobody really cared. They were just happy. So probably like office conflict and tension. And so sometimes it is just better off to let things go than to bring them up. Yes, when I started in my career, 100%, but I think now I'm much more relaxed just to be who I am.
그러니까 물리치료사로 일하고 있습니다. 저희는 조금 자유로운 편인 것 같아요. 네. 야근한 적이 없어서 저희는 거의 헬스케어들은 거의 다 정시 퇴근하고 있습니다. 네. 아무래도 타이트한 공간에서 일을 하다 보니까 어떻게든 억지로라도 같은 코워커들이랑 조금이라도 제가 말을 먼저 걸려고 하고 조금이라도 이렇게 친해지려고 했던 것 같습니다. 한국에서는 영어 강사 그런 걸로 일했었습니다. 차이라고 하면은 직종상 다를 수도 있는데 미국에서 같은 경우는 그래도 조금 제가 하고 싶은 말들을 조금 상사한테 즉각적으로 이렇게 눈치 안 보고 조금 할 수 있었던 것 같고, 하지만 제가 한국에서 일했을 때는 제가 일했던 문화가 다를 수 있지만은 그때는 좀 더 눈치를 많이 봤죠. 상사의 기분을 좀 살폈던 것 같습니다. 그런 차이가 있었던 것 같아요. 제 느낌상, 경험상으로는. 네.
I make digital maps. Some government offices are very relaxed. Some are a little more tight about the rules. This place is a little more tight about the rules. And so I give them a chance to evaluate what we're doing collectively. It doesn't really necessarily change the work, but it changes. You know, I want to make sure they're comfortable with what they're getting from me. I've asked for time off before, and I get this scared look in my boss's eyes. You know, they get like, oh, they're thinking, what am I going to do with the work? So I always let them know what's coming, what they don't have to worry about. I think don't surprise the bosses, the big bosses, with anything that they aren't expecting. Often that has happened. When people know that there's a potential conflict, I'm very careful about that. You have to always manage your personality a bit. If you have to force yourself into too much of a box, that gets very old very fast, and it can ruin the workplace. You're getting to the Gen Z. I actually have 2 Gen Zers working for me. I like the fact that they take care of themselves. They know about what's they're going culturally, but they're not actually that tech savvy, which is a little surprising. I would say they're very open and I like their self-confidence. The main thing is they are not used to managing a lot of extra projects. So something they have to learn about is how to work on several things at one time over different time spans.
I was an elementary school teacher. There were times when I just probably backed off because I could tell the principal was not receptive or not able to listen. A parent who was unhappy with someone else's child in my classroom and wanted me to handle it in certain ways, and always kind of having to deal with that situation was exhausting.
So I set up conference rooms all throughout Manhattan. I think overall I can be a very anxious person. So like my mind, even if there's nothing wrong, I'll think that there might be. You know, I'm like, oh, how are people reacting to me in my work? Because in New York, it can be very competitive. So if you're not handling your responsibilities, people will outsource and find somebody else to do it. So I think making sure that you're doing everything that is expected of you, and if you're addressing those things, you don't have those type of worries. I'm the youngest where I'm at, and I think that in itself, I feel strange because like people are like 40 and 50 and they're like already have their families, and I haven't even started my family yet. So that's probably like the only time I feel like out of place. I'm like, the company that I work with, they understand that, you know, but with other jobs, definitely, it depends.